Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about Unfortunate Love was how Monish decided to hang Rishi to death by hanging him up and then putting an ice under. Then later he was about to kill Rishi, but Lakshmi used her shoulder to rescue Rishi. So let's continue from there. At the court, the reporter gives the news that everyone is praying for their families as the police and the commandos went inside. She says we can just pray that everyone stuck inside should come out safely, and Grandma says nothing would happen to anyone. The police arrest all the terrorists and make them sit. Grandma says that nothing would happen to anybody and God will hear our prayers. Everyone will reach their families. Uday takes back his phone, which has been aiding to record, and he finds it off. He thinks that I don't know how much is recorded. The police and the commandos bring the terrorists out. Lakshmi and Rishi come out of the court along with the family members and others. Grandma and Devika thank God. She says, my family is saved, my kids. Grandma runs to Rishi and hugs him. She then hugs Lakshmi. Rishi says Lakshmi is hurt. Lakshmi says she is fine because Grandma's blessings was with them. Grandma hugged Ayush, Shalu, Bani and Ranu. Kiran says to Malishka that it seems that we are nothing to them because they are happy to see Lakshmi and her family but not us. Abe says Malishka is not yet their family. Malishka says I thought Lakshmi's chapter is over today. Either Monish will shoot her or she will get life imprisonment, but everything works out in Lakshmi's favor again. Grandma hugged Virendra. Rishi tells Lakshmi that he even felt happy seeing her safe. He says when Monish had pointed gun at her, he couldn't express in words how he felt and he cannot think of losing her. Lakshmi says you don't need to say this. Your eyes is speaking it all. Rishi says even your eyes. He wipes her tears. Grandma hugs them and blesses them to stay together always. Balvinda thinks that he has seen death near and he thinks that even today, Lakshmi has saved Rishi. He thinks that if Lakshmi was written in my life, then she would have shielded me instead of Rishi, and he thinks to leave from there quickly. The SCP appreciate the Obrays for fighting with the terrorists and blindfolding them to save everyone. Virendra says it is every citizen's duty and says that they were scared but they did it. Ayush says to the SCP that Lakshmi and Rishi are their inspiration. Ahana says Lakshmi and Rishi did not lose their strength at any point and they were scared for each other, but not for their selfish self. Virendra says he feels proud of them. Malishka says that she has inspired everyone and she was the one that asked them to fight with the terrorists, and Malishka praises herself. Ayush says that it was his idea to blindfold the terrorists. He then praises the police. The reporter says it is not easy to blindfold the terrorists and they praises the Obrays. Ayush tells the reporters that they are the Obrays and says Malishka is not part of the Obray family. Ayush says Lakshmi is an Obray, my sister-in-law, and their strength, the family courage and the power of their house. The reporter asks Lakshmi that what would she like to say. Lakshmi says my family all loved me and their love is my strength and Rishi is my courage. Rishi says Lakshmi has earned this love because she can give her life for them, and he says people cannot stop themselves from loving Lakshmi once they know her. Uday checks the recording in which Lakshmi and Rishi were asking Monish to kill them and leave the other. Uday says we have a big news and says he did not understand because how will Lakshmi, who is accused of poisoning many people, would then be the one to save people from the terrorists? The reporter asks the judge about Monish's intentions. The judge says Monish wanted to get his friends freed from the prison and he also wanted to kill me. He almost killed me, but Rishi saved me and Lakshmi also. The reporter says the Obrays saved people. The judge says he would like to thank the Obrays for not letting any injustice happen. Grandma asks Lakshmi to come home. The inspector comes there and says, Lakshmi, you have to come with us to jail. Ayush says Lakshmi has saved many people's lives today. The inspector says the court will decide if Lakshmi is still guilty or not. Virendra asks, can we take Lakshmi home for today? The judge says not legally. The court hearing would happen on the next day. Till then, Lakshmi have to stay in jail. Malishka thinks that my destiny has won and she thinks that Rishi will become ours. Rishi recalls his promise made to Lakshmi and he asks the judge to do the court hearing today. He says no injustice happened today in court, so injustice should not happen with Lakshmi. And he asks until when will Lakshmi be in jail? The judge says you are right. Lakshmi's court hearing would happen today. Ayush asks Rishi why he is doing this and asking the judge to let the hearing happen today. Rishi says, I have promised Lakshmi that she will go home today. Ayush hugs Rishi and says, if I ever fall in love with someone one day, then I will love like you. He asks Rishi to smile. Rishi says, I will smile only when Lakshmi goes home. Neha and Rano comes home. Rano is lost in thought. Neha says, Mom. Rano says, I am in my house and says, I am live. Neha says it is alive. Rano says same to same. She says you cannot think that I was dying or getting safe there. She says she saw large guns in real life. Neha asks if Lakshmi showed bravery there, and she asks if you people have blindfolded the terrorist. Rano says yes and says she wants to forget all this. Rano says to Neha that I defeated death and I am live. She meant alive. Neha thinks that Rano is her mother and there's nothing she can do, and she switches on the TV. Uday gives the news that he ran away being afraid, but he kept his phone to record everything. He says, I will give you news of how we saw death and how we defeated it. And Neha sees Lakshmi safeguarding Rishi on TV. Karishma says that why is Rishi eager to let Lakshmi's court hearing happen today? Neelam says let the case end. Lakshmi will get punished. Then we don't have to see this court again. Karishma says yes. Then Lakshmi and Rishi will divorce and Malishka will marry Rishi. And Malishka thinks that what is Rishi going to say in court today? The court hearing begins. Rishi tells the judge that they have compromised on quality and quantity and they bought low quality stuff at the hotel. He says, I have informed the chefs and everyone that taste doesn't matter, but profit matters. He says they have started using expired items to cook food as well, and Neha is still watching the news. Rishi tells the judge that he forced Lakshmi to use the expired items to cook, and Lakshmi couldn't refuse him. He says the food was not poisonous, but it made people sick because it was old ingredient. Rishi takes the responsibility of the crime on himself and says that the hotel belongs to him. Lakshmi and others are shocked. Neha is watching the news at home. Lakshmi tells the judge that Rishi is lying, and she tells everyone that the quality of the food items are very okay, and she asks Virendra to talk. Virendra tells the judge that he wants to say something, but Rishi signals to Virendra not to talk. Ayush understands what Rishi is doing and he asks Virendra to sit. Rishi says to the judge that I am saying the truth. Neelam asks that why is Rishi doing this? Rishi says Lakshmi is innocent. This is my property and my hotel, and I take responsibility for whatever happened, and I should be punished. Mr. Basu asks Rishi that what are you saying? I will save Lakshmi, so you don't have to blame yourself. Mr. Basu asks Rishi that why are you taking the blame on yourself? Rishi says Lakshmi trusts him, and he will not let her trust break. Mr. Ahmad says that the case is closed when Rishi has agreed for the crime. Lakshmi says Rishi is lying to save me and says it is not Rishi's mistakes, and she asks the judge to run the case on her. Rishi says to the judge that I am saying the truth. Lakshmi goes to Rishi and asks if he has gone mad and says that the truth always wins and says that she did not do anything and she will be proved innocent. Rishi asks Lakshmi to be quiet. Lakshmi says I will not be quiet, and she asks why are you lying? Rishi thinks of how to convince Lakshmi and he goes to Lakshmi and says he should not say anything. Rishi goes to Lakshmi and asks her to say one thing. He asks if she is his wife or not. Lakshmi recalls her marriage with Rishi and says yes. Rishi asks if she have taken wedding rounds with him. Lakshmi says yes. Rishi says you have promised me in front of fire that you will support me always, and says you should support me and do as I say, and if you don't agree, then these promises and wedding rounds will become fake, and Rishi asks Lakshmi to do according to what he is asking her to do. The judge asks Lakshmi to go to the witness box. A song plays in the background. Rishi asks Lakshmi to go. Rishi comes to the witness box and asks the judge to believe him and says he is ready to bear the punishment. The judge asks the both lawyers if they want to do something, but the lawyer says no. The judge tells everyone that today, so much has happened. We saw the terrorist attack, all of your bravery and husband and wife's love. He says, I have seen Rishi and Lakshmi's love for each other, who can die for each other. He says he feels that the case is not solved and so much needs to be known. And he doesn't know if Rishi has taken the blame on himself to save Lakshmi, or if it is Lakshmi who is trying to save Rishi. The judge says that Rishi has accepted the crime and he will be punished. He says the verdict will be given in the next hearing. Until then, Rishi will be in the police custody. The judge says Lakshmi is innocent in the law's sight, and so Lakshmi is freed. Rishi smiles and Lakshmi cries. The judge adjourns the day and the court is dismissed. Ayush feels proud of Rishi. Lakshmi comes to Rishi and holds his collar and asks, "What did you do?" Rishi says, "I am not yet punished." He says, "Everyone is watching." Lakshmi says she has just held his collar. Rishi asks if she will slap him when they are alone. He says, "You have given your life for me, always," and says, "I will be freed soon." Lakshmi says, "If anything happens to you, then I will slap you," and they have a hug. Neelam breaks Rishi and Lakshmi's hug, and she asks Lakshmi to stay away from her son, and she scolds Rishi for taking Lakshmi's blame on himself. Malishka tells Rishi that she has saved Rishi and she risks her life for him, but Rishi sacrificed his life for Lakshmi. Malishka says, "I hate you, Rishi," and she angrily goes away from there. Shalu and Bani hug Rishi. Grandma feels proud of Rishi. Virendra says due to Rishi's statement, they will bear losses in business, but it is okay because he also couldn't see Lakshmi going to jail. Ayush hugs Rishi and says, "You have fulfilled your promise." Rishi thinks that he has fulfilled his promise, but he is feeling the emptiness because he has to go away from Lakshmi for some days. Rishi holds Lakshmi's hand and then wipes her tears. Lakshmi cries as Rishi is taken away by the police. Rishi is taken into the police jeep. Lakshmi runs behind the jeep and asks the police not to take Rishi. Rishi asks Lakshmi not to run and says, "You will fall down and get hurt." Lakshmi falls down and cries, and Rishi shouted Lakshmi as the police jeep moves away. Neelam cries and says, "My son has gone. I want to go home." Lakshmi cries. Ayush, Ahana, Grandma and others pacifies Lakshmi. Neelam says she wants to go home and she cries. The reporter gives the news that Rishi took the blame on himself and confessed to the crime. She says the judge freed Lakshmi of all charges and the judge asks the police to take Rishi into custody. Neha calls Rano and tells her that Rishi is arrested for Lakshmi's case. Rano says, "Why did Rishi do this? Even Lakshmi did not do anything," and says that was done by... Just then she stops. Neha asks if Rano knows who has done this. Rano says Lakshmi cannot kill anyone. The police should find out the real culprit. Neha says Rishi loves Lakshmi so much and says Rishi slipped from her hand. Rano thinks that she knows the real criminal, but she is not helping Lakshmi and she thinks if she should get Balvinda arrested. Okay guys, thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like this video, share it, and also check the comment section for the link to the next update once it is available. I will see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.